Hello guys, so this is a little bit of a different one. This isn't a step-by-step tutorial or anything like that. This is actually a guide to site styles within Squarespace. So this is all the site-wide stuff, fonts, colors, animations, a few miscellaneous stuff I'll go into. This should be a short video. I'm going to go in depth though into every single thing within the site styles on Squarespace and just hopefully clear it up for some of you guys, because it can be a bit complicated, it can get a bit confusing, but hopefully I'll make that easy for you guys in this video. If you have any more questions though, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'm also going to leave my WhatsApp down there as well, so you can ask me any more in-depth questions. But if you have any questions that you think may help the community, drop them in the comments guys. Anyway, let's jump into Squarespace. Okay guys, we're here within one of my templates on Squarespace. As you can see, there's not really much colour, much text to it at all. There's really quite a basic page at the moment. So I'm going to go through a few site-wide things you can do to maybe add a bit of extra detail to your site, and it's really going to make your site pop massively. So to enter site styles, in the top right corner, click on it. And you can always go ahead and just start with themes. It's a good idea if you want to sort of just get an idea of really what sort of style you want, and you can adjust it from there. So this works nicely. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep the default so I can just show you like the transformation. We'll keep it at that for the moment, but I do suggest actually starting with one of those if sort of in line with the vision you have for your website, and you can make some adjustments, but really up to your preference guys. Let's start with fonts anyway. Again, you can go ahead and select one of these. I always do that for one of my sites just to start off. If you would like to go ahead and find out how to add a custom font to your site though, I have made a video on that recently, so you guys can check that out. Let's select that for now, but you can go ahead and adjust everything in here. By size, you can adjust that. That's for headings, paragraphs, whatever you want. If you'd like to go ahead and adjust the size of a heading, for example, you can jump in here, heading 1, and you can see nothing else is changing other than the text, yeah, because it's scaling, but the paragraph isn't moving. So do that. If you want to go ahead and edit a paragraph, we can do that here as well. Oh yeah, paragraph 2, and yeah, you can just adjust to your liking guys. Also, you can go ahead and find the Squarespace ID and adjust like one certain piece of text. Maybe you've got a H1 here, and you've got a H1 lower down in your page. You can go ahead and do that with a bit of custom CSS, so nothing else is effective, but this is the baseline anyway. If you like to change the font of all your headings rather than just doing the base Squarespace fonts, same headings page, and you can just scroll through, take a look. As I said, you can add a custom font in, but that's what we got for the moment. Let's find a nice one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll keep that, and we'll do the same for paragraphs. Fantastic. Let's make that a bit bigger as well so we can actually read it. Right, there we go guys, that is fonts for you. There's a few other things in there you can play around with, like line spacing, which is basically the space between each individual letter. You can check that out. Let's jump into colors though. This should be the first step of every website, and that is creating your color palette. I've made mistakes in the past, like when I was first getting into Squarespace and just adjusting everything individually. It will make your life so much easier if you've got a good color palette. You just need to select on the section, and you can just go ahead and I'll even show you this guys. Just for example, if you want to change this to black, for example, as black is in my color palette, I can do this and everything else changes. Makes it so much easier. We'll go back to white, but that's a little thing you should keep in mind. So let's jump into here, and we can go ahead and create a color palette for ourselves. So we've got black. Maybe here we could have a dark blue, grey. We could have a lighter blue. It's pretty similar to my own portfolio website. I'll leave that in the description as well if you want a bit of inspiration for colours, etc. But yeah, make sure you go ahead, get a clear colour palette, make your life so much easier, guys. That's colours for you. If you want to go ahead, this is a lightest one. If I wanted to change the site title, for example, I could do that here. But it takes a bit of adjustment, of course, but it really does make it much easier, guys. There we go, you can just go in here, and that's for every individual colour within the colour palette you can do that for. Next of all, we've got buttons. Again, you can do all this stuff, which is a nice touch as well, but you know, you can't be the same as everyone else. You need to jump in there and get those tiny pieces of detail to really make yourself stand out. So you get 3 types of button on Squarespace. Again, you can do it through HTML, make your own custom buttons, but I think 3 is a good amount, to be fair. You can change the outline size, which is basically the padding around. Change the shape. Be very consistent with this, guys, as well. That's another big tip for myself. For example, the sharp edges matches this picture frame. Just really think about stuff like that. If you've got a really rounded look, if you've got dividers that are very rounded, you probably want to go ahead and match that with your buttons. But really, just play around with it, guys, and there's not really much more to it. If you wanted to go ahead and change the color of your button, again, go back here, go to colors, lightest, because that's the section we're on, and scroll down and you'll be able to find button here. There you go, you can change the text color. Absolutely, so many options you can do with Squarespace. You've got forms. You may not even play around with these, but if you do, there's tons of options in here for them. And finally, I just wanted to jump into some of this stuff as well, because the spacings, you can play around with this. That's sort of the actual padding on the side of your website. Title separation, you probably won't be able to see that because I haven't got one on my page, but that will change the actual space between the titles. And this is a big one, animations. Some clients like them, some don't. I personally love animations, although you can expect it to slow your site down a little bit. But there we go. Just make sure they're very fast though, that's all I'll say. I don't know why I say that like it's in black and white, but you don't want your clients to be waiting. Like, you want to keep them on that page and get through the funnel as quickly as possible, but you don't want the animations to load too slowly, so make sure it's on fast. Anyway, guys, hopefully that dives deeply into some of the options you get with Squarespace site styles. There's not really a website builder like it. You don't really get as much creativity with these ones. Like, Squarespace is just amazing, especially with the option for low-code websites on the side of that. It's just an absolutely fantastic platform. So any questions, WhatsApp's in the description. I know there's a lot that goes into creating a website, so if you find it a bit too much, I'm happy to take the project on for you, or at least help you with some small tasks. If that is the case, I will leave a link to my Calendly in the description so you guys can book a call. I can find out a bit about your business and we can create a stunning project together. Thank you very much for watching, guys.